Good morning, everyone. My name is Antoine Baillargeon, and I'm the program coordinator here at the Ottawa branch. I'd like to begin by recognizing that the Ottawa branch, excuse me, is located on the unceded territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe Nation. We extend our respect to all First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people for their valuable past, present, and future contributions to this land and our country. On behalf of the branch, I'm pleased to welcome you to today's fitness session, which is called Love Yourself Through Meditation and Self-Care. We're joined today by Meg Stickl-Kroeker, who's an older adults fitness specialist and owner of local business Aim Fitness. She'll guide us through a guided meditation to help slow your mind down and reconnect your mind, body, and soul. Following this, she will lead us through some breathing exercises and gentle stretching. I want to give a special welcome here to anyone who is not yet a member of the association. We hope that these webinars, excuse me, will inspire you to join us. And to our existing members, we hope that these webinars will encourage you to maintain your membership with us. Finally, if you have any questions for Meg, please type them in the chat box or the Q&A box throughout the session, and she'll be able to answer them at the end of the presentation. That's all for me, so I'll pass it over to Meg. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Antoine, and nice to have all of you join today. All right, so we are going to get started first with a bit of an upper body stretch. I know that there's a lot going on, I'm sure, in your life, and we have quite a snowy day out there today. So we're going to just relax our bodies before we start with a guided meditation. So I encourage you to sit up nice and tall, right on your chair. And ideally, you have a bit of space behind your back. We're going to start by doing some nice gentle circles with our shoulders. Circling backwards. And as we do this, just imagine any concerns, any stress, any worries just gliding off your shoulders, falling to the floor. And I really do encourage you to be present as we work on reducing stress, taking time for us today. Now we're going to change directions, so let's circle the other way. Bring those shoulders up nice and high, focusing on your breathing. Breathing in and out. Good. Let's do another 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's bring those arms out to the side, elbows bent, and you can bring your hands and elbows in together and then squeeze those shoulder blades back. So hands and elbows in. If you can touch your elbows together, great. If not, that's okay. Bring them as close as you can together. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So just notice a nice stretch in your chest, right across your back as well. I've been in the fitness industry for over 17 years, and I never forget because I experience it daily. When I stretch, when I exercise, it makes a huge difference for me, physically and mentally. And that is what I encourage you to focus on today is how are you feeling now at the beginning of our session? And then at the end of our session, I'd love to hear in the chat how you're feeling. Hopefully you notice a difference. Let's do another 3. Inhale and exhale. 2. And 1. All right, good. We're going to do one more stretch for the neck. Let's look side to side. So look over to the left and then over to the right. Just notice if you have any tightness in your neck. And sometimes we forget about this part of our body. We stretch or we exercise other areas, but we don't always think about our necks. We hold a lot of tension and we can hold a lot of stress, right, in that area. So go slowly, side to side. And another 5 per side. And 4. 3 more. And 2. And 1. All right, and let's just shake it out. Shake out those arms, hands, fingers. Good, releasing anything that you're holding on to. And from here, we're going to be moving into a guided meditation. So I encourage you to get really comfortable. You can lean back right against your chair as we go. And if you haven't done a guided meditation before, I'm going to share a little bit about some of the benefits you can expect. So meditation, and maybe you're wondering, what is this? Is really about slowing down your breath, focusing on your breath, and being present. So I'm going to be leading you through some instructions on how to breathe, maybe a few things to think about. And really, this is a chance to let your body relax, let your mind unwind. And this is really a good way for self-care, to take care of ourselves this month, as we may have lots going on. Now, at any point, if you do feel like you have all of these thoughts come into your mind, something I like to remind myself is that just imagine those thoughts as clouds right above you. And if you do have a thought, maybe a to-do list, just allow that thought, that to-do list, to float by across the sky like a cloud. So just acknowledge, okay, it's there, but let it go. All right. So I encourage you to either close your eyes if you feel comfortable, or you can lower your gaze towards the floor and just listen to my voice as I guide you in some relaxation activities. So let's start by breathing in through the nose and then out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, in and out. And as you continue breathing, I encourage you to allow your body just to feel a little bit more heavy. Allow your seat to sink into the chair. Notice your feet flat on the floor. And allow your shoulders to relax without each out breath. And anytime that you do find that you're thinking about something else, bring your attention to your breath. And allow whatever comes up to be okay. Good. Let's take another deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And again. Good. And we're going to start by noticing our feet. So maybe your feet are planted firmly on the floor. Maybe you have your feet up, but just pay attention to your toes. Good. Just notice how your toes are feeling. Paying attention to the bottoms and tops of your feet. Drawing your attention there. Next, we're going to move our attention up your legs to your ankles, calves. Take some deep breaths here. And then moving your attention up to your knees, your thighs. Our legs do a lot for us. They carry us from one place to another. We rely on our legs to hold us up so we can stand straight. From here, let's move your attention to your hips. To your torso, your stomach. Good, and keep focusing on that breath. So in through your nose, out through your mouth. And allow your hips to relax. Allow your body to feel heavy on the chair. There's nowhere to go, nothing else to do, just to be here. Let's move our attention up to your back. Maybe your back is a bit sore, stiff. Maybe you're feeling pretty good. Just notice how your back is feeling this morning. And allow those muscles in your back to relax. So maybe that means leaning back against your chair or sitting a little straighter, but relaxing those muscles. Let's take some deep breaths here, noticing how it feels like to sit with your back holding you up. From here, let's move our attention to our shoulders. So we're relaxing our shoulders. Just allow them to lower, sink a little bit lower as you exhale. Releasing any tension, anything we're holding on to. Let's let it go. Once again, you can just imagine any thoughts or concerns floating away, just like clouds. Your only job is to be here with me, to breathe, to allow your body to relax. Let's move our attention to your arms, elbows, wrists. And then moving your attention to your hands, your fingers. You can spread your fingers a bit wider on your lap. Our arms, our hands do a lot for us. And often it's when we have an injury or we can't use a hand, we really notice what we can't do, or it's not as easily done. So send some gratitude to your hands, to your arms. And then from here, we'll move our attention up to your neck. To the base of your spine, to the back of your head, to the top of your head. And allow those muscles to relax, letting go. Take a deep breath in here and out. Just imagine there's nice warm water being dripped over your head, and the water is coming down your head, down your shoulders. It's nice and warm, nice and refreshing. And this can represent anything that's on your mind, letting it go. Letting any thoughts or feelings just cascade down your body towards the floor. feeling lighter, feeling good, feeling relaxed. And then finally, let's bring your attention to your face. Noticing the muscles above your eyes and your forehead, letting them relax. Bringing attention to your eyes, cheeks, muscles around your nose, your mouth, your jaw. And let's take a few deep breaths here together, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And again. And once more. Good. Now, as we continue, I want you to think about a place where you feel most relaxed. So maybe for you, it's by a lake or the ocean. Maybe it's a cottage or a place where you go often, or maybe somewhere you haven't been yet. I want you to visualize this place. Where is it? Where is this place that you can go and just feel your body relax, feel your mind calm? And I encourage you to let your body just sink a little deeper onto your chair. And as you're imagining where you are right now, a special place for you, just notice any sensations that come up for you, any emotions, happiness, feeling calm, relaxed. If it's a familiar place, maybe there's memories that come up. So continue breathing nice and deeply. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth as you are here in this place. And as we continue, I invite you to imagine any sounds that you would hear. So if you are by the water, maybe you hear the lapping of the waves. You might hear some birds chirping. You might notice the wind in the trees or in the grasses. Just imagine those sounds that bring comfort, bring relaxation. And next, I invite you to notice any pictures, any colors that stand out to you. Are there trees, green trees, the blue sky, colorful birds? What do you notice? What would be the colors surrounding you? And finally, what do you feel? What is in the physical space around you? Is there sand, grass, maybe a soft blanket? If you could reach out and touch your surroundings, what would you feel? Let's take a few more deep breaths and just take all of this in. This place that you can go to in your mind. You can come at any point and just notice what it makes you, how it makes you feel. Good. Let's do another 3 deep breaths in together, in through your nose, out through your mouth. And again. And once more. And I invite you to thank this special place. Thank yourself for being here, for the memories that come up, for the time that you're taking for yourself. Remember that at any point you can always come back here. So let's move our attention to our toes, to our feet, and I invite you to wiggle those toes. Bring some movement back into your feet. And at the same time, let's move our attention to our fingers. Wiggle those fingers. Bringing some movement back to your hands, maybe your arms, moving at the elbows. And noticing how you're feeling. You can rest your hands back in your lap. And to close this meditation, I encourage you to join me for 5 more deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. Next time, as you inhale, lift those elbows and shoulders up and lower them down. Again, lift those elbows nice and high, shoulders up, and then lower and relax. And again, up, inhale, and exhale and lower. And bring your hands to your heart, hands together. Good, and when you're ready, feel free to open up your eyes. All right, wonderful. So I hope you're feeling really relaxed. Guided meditations are a really good way to be present, lower your heart rate, lower your blood pressure, and just to give yourself a bit of a break from the busyness of every day. And there's some really good apps out there if you are looking for some guided meditations, or you can even go to YouTube and type in guided meditation and you can choose the length of how long you want to do one for. One of my favorite apps is called the Insight Timer, and there's thousands of different guided meditations that you can choose from. So I do encourage you to start doing this on a regular basis, and you will notice a big difference in your outlook on life and also the change in your body as well. So from here, we're going to be moving to 2 different breathing techniques. The first one we're going to be doing is called equal breathing. And you may have found yourself doing that as we were doing the guided meditation. But equal breathing is when we breathe in for a certain amount of seconds. In our case today, we'll do 3 seconds in and then 3 seconds out. And there was a study done recently that looked at older adults, and it found that those who did have have had high blood pressure saw a reduction in their blood pressure. They had an improvement in their mental well-being, and also there was an increase in oxygen to the brain and lungs when they did this 5 minutes a day, a few times a day. So I do encourage you to join me, try this out, and this might be a great technique to start adding into your morning routine, or even doing right before bed, especially if you do struggle falling asleep. So let's begin. So I'm going to walk you through this. We're going to start by placing one hand on your heart, one hand on your stomach. And as we're breathing, just notice the movement beneath your hands. So we're going to start with 3 seconds, 3 seconds breathing in through the nose, 3 seconds breathing out through your mouth. All right, so here we go. So let's breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3. Now, as you continue, I'll let you count for yourself. 3 in, 3 out. You can choose to close your eyes if you want. Notice your hand, especially on your stomach, moving out and in as you breathe. So let's continue. Counting for yourself, 1, 2, 3, and out. 1, 2, 3. So let's continue. We're going to do it for another minute. Very good. Almost there. All right, just a little bit longer. Continue. 3 and 3. And one more time. All right, wonderful. So you may notice a few things. You may notice that you feel a little bit calmer, you feel more present, you feel more relaxed. It is amazing how breathing can really do all of those things. So the next breathing technique I'm going to walk you through is called box breathing. And this one is one of my favorites. Excuse me. And this technique, again, can really help us to focus and to breathe. But for those who tend to get a bit distracted, maybe you find it is hard to really focus on your breath, this one can really help, because it's called box breathing because we want to think about a box. So we're going to begin by breathing in. We're going to breathe in for 4 seconds, and then we're going to hold for 4 seconds. Breathe out for 4 seconds and hold for 4 seconds. So if you are someone who's visual, you can imagine a box that you're tracing, maybe with your finger if you want. I'm going to do that just to show you the length of time we'll hold it for. I'll walk you through it. And if you are someone who does a lot of breathing techniques already, maybe you've done box breathing, then you can even stretch it if you want to do 5 seconds or even a little bit longer. But today we'll start with 4 seconds. All right, so let's begin. So I'm going to visually move my finger so you can see where we're at with our box. So to start, we're going to breathe in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Again, in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. A few more. In, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. 2 more times. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. So let's return to regular breathing. Maybe at this point it is 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. Let's relax. Good. And again, notice how you're feeling after doing that one. Are you feeling more relaxed? Now that one really does make you pay a bit more attention because, you do have to pay attention to those 4 seconds and the different techniques. So again, this is a good way to distract ourselves in a good way, especially if you find your mind is always racing. This might be a really good technique for you to use because your mind still has to work. You still have to pay attention to those different steps. Excellent. Now, if you do have any questions today or you have any comments and you want to let me know how you're feeling after our session, please let us know in the chat because it's really good to hear how this is affecting you. And maybe this is new. Let us know if this is something new for you, focusing on your breathing, meditation, and stretching. Good work. So from here, we're going to be moving to some seated stretches. We're really focusing on our mind, body, and spirit today. And it is really important to look at our bodies as multifaceted, different. We do need to pay attention to our bodies and our minds. And next, we're going to be moving our attention to some stretches to really relax our physical body as well. So I encourage you to move back a little bit so you have enough space. We are going to stay on our chairs for this stretching session. All right, great to hear. Looks like someone has enjoyed the breathing. Wonderful. If you do have some water, have a quick sip of water. I'm going to move my chair back so you can see me. All right, so we're going to start by sitting close to the middle of your chair so you have some space. Now, I do want to announce some exciting news. I am expecting a baby, as you can probably see. So my due date is at the end of April. So this is my last session I'm going to be leading with you this month. And then starting next month, my colleague Michelle is going to be taking over the monthly webinars. So she has some wonderful sessions coming up. So be sure to pay attention to the emails and to the website to see what she'll be leading you through in the coming months. All right, so let's start by placing our hands on your knees, feet flat on the floor. And we're going to start by moving into some stretches for your back. So we're going to lean forwards, hinge forwards, just as far as you can go. And then as you rise up, we're going to lift those arms and stretch up towards the ceiling. All right, now we all have different limitations. You may find that your shoulders or arms do not want to go that high. So the alternative is keeping your elbows bent and bringing your arms back. So do that if you have any shoulder pain. So we're going to hinge forwards and then sit up tall and add that stretch. All right, so these gentle stretches can be done in the morning, midday, if you are someone who's quite sedentary during the day. I do encourage people to take a movement break, and it doesn't have to be long, 10 or even 15 minutes, even 5, if that's all you have, can really make a big difference. Good, so let's do 3 more, leaning forwards and reaching up. And 2. And then 1 more time. All right, great. Let's bring those hands to your thighs. And from here, I want you to extend one leg at a time. And as you do this, I want you to think about pointing your toe up towards the ceiling. So lengthening through that leg, feeling a stretch up the back of the leg, continuing to sit up nice and tall, and also continuing to breathe nice and deeply. So in through the nose, out through the mouth. What you can do is you can add the breathing to really work with the leg extension. So inhale and exhale as you lower your leg. Inhale, lift. Exhale and lower the leg. So the more you flex that foot, the deeper that stretch in the back of the leg. And then another option here is if you want to work on further flexibility, reach with the opposite arm. So hinging from the hips. You don't have to touch, you don't even have to come close, but reaching, stretching, you'll notice a little deeper stretch in the back of the leg and also in your back. Good, continue to breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Good, another 2 per side. All right, very good. Good. From here, we're going to be moving into a stretch for the side of your body, your torso. So sit a little bit straighter, closer to the edge of the chair, and we're going to be leaning and reaching from side to side. Now, if you have osteoporosis, make sure that you just reach with the arm, just like I'm doing here. We do want to protect your spine, so we want to avoid any side bends. But if you don't have osteoporosis, you can lean a little bit further. It does help to have your legs wide, so you won't feel like you're going to cartwheel out of the chair. We want to make sure we're safe. But as you're reaching, you should feel a nice stretch right underneath your arm, right down the side of the body. And once again, with our breathing, we want to inhale and we want to exhale. Inhale, lift the arm, stretch. Exhale, lower the arm, straighten up. Now, I find when I stretch and lead stretches, it is really also a good thing to notice what part of the body we're working. And this helps us to stay mindful of what we're doing. It helps us to stay present. So in this case, you would probably feel this one most right about here. So just pay attention to where you feel this stretch the most. Breathing in and breathing out. 2 more per side. And then 1 more per side. All right, very good. So for the next one, we're going to focus on our shoulders. Let's bring our hands right to our shoulders, and we're going to be circling those elbows backwards. Do some big circles here. Now you might notice here some cracks. You might hear some creaking. Often that is the case. Good. So think about lifting those elbows and tracing big circles with those elbows. Go as far back as you can, and this is an important one for mobility, especially as we are putting on winter coats. We do need to have that flexibility to make sure our arms and shoulders can go back and that we have enough space and the ability to do the things that we want to do. All right, let's change directions and go the other way. Notice if there's any changes. Is this easier or harder for you to do? Let's do another 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. Now the next one is one of my favorites. I'm going to turn to the side, and you can do it right where you are, but just make sure you have some space behind you. We're going to start by reaching those arms right in front of you. Shoulders stay nice and low, and this is our posture squeeze. So we want to think about driving those elbows back, squeezing your shoulder blades back behind you. Pause, and then again, release and stretch. So we're really opening up through the chest. This is a really good one to improve posture. And I would recommend doing this one as many times a day as you can, but especially if you've been sitting in front of a screen for a while. So for the breathing, we want to breathe in as we reach. Breathe out as you squeeze back. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale and exhale. And just notice where you feel this one the most. Is it between the shoulder blades? Is it in your upper or lower back? Okay, let's do a few more. Another 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, good. Now see if you can maintain that really good posture that we've been working on as we move into our next one for the neck. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bring your ear towards your shoulder, and we're going to be shifting from one side slowly to the other side. Good. Now you may notice, like me, I have a bit of tightness in my shoulder or in the side of my neck specifically. So I am a little more limited to go only so far on one side. And we often forget about our necks. We forget about stretching them, but they do get quite tight. Now, as you're holding this position, I want you to lift your opposite hand and press away from you. So you're lifting those fingers up, angling them up. And as you press away, you'll feel a deeper stretch right down the side of your neck. So if you're leaning to one side, it's the opposite arm that's engaging, pressing away. Now don't hold your breath. Keep breathing. Another 3 breaths. 2 and 1. Good. All right, let's move to the other side, ear towards your shoulder, and pressing in towards the floor, lifting those fingers. Feeling this down the opposite side. Taking 3 deep breaths. 2 and 1. Good. All right. One more for the neck. Let's bring your ear towards that shoulder, and then we're going to be rolling to the other side, just doing a semicircle. We do want to avoid looking up and rolling our neck, because that can put a lot of pressure on the spine, which we want to avoid. So we're just doing a forward semicircle. So ear to shoulder, and then drop your chin towards your chest, rolling to the other side, pausing, and then roll again back. Here's where you might hear some cracking. One side to the other. And if you can only go so far or you feel really stiff, go slow, slow it down. Good. Good. 2 more each way. And then 1 more each way. Good work. All right, good. Let's just move those shoulders a little bit, relaxing them, noticing how you're feeling, any changes physically. All right. So we're going to do one more for our hips. And this next one will be done with 2 options. Option 1, if you've had a hip or knee replacement and been told not to cross your legs, cross at your ankles and simply lean over. And let your knees move out to the side. Option number 2 is to lift your leg across the other knee and place your hand gently on that knee and hinge forwards from your hips. And it's right here in that outer thigh that you will feel this stretch. So we're going to hold it here. Now make sure your foot is right below your knee. So that way your knee will be in better alignment. You can hold it here, or if you want to stretch into your back, interlace your fingers and straighten those arms, pulling your hands away from you. All right, so a few options here. Crossing at your ankles, holding it here, leaning forwards, or the third option is to stretch into your back. So let's take 3 deep breaths and hold this position. 2 and 1. All right. Good. Let's release. Lower that foot to the floor. Take your knees out and in. And then we'll move to the other side. So choose your option. On this side, it might be different. We all have a stronger, more flexible side. So crossing at your ankles and holding it here is perfectly fine. Or take the leg a little further up, right above that knee, leaning over. Or third option, the advanced option, pulling those hands away, arms are straight. So relax your neck, looking down towards the floor. And hold it for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Good, and then let's rise on up. Good, feet to the floor, knees out and in. Good way to stretch those hips. And then let's add some shoulder circles as well, circling backwards. All right, wonderful. So let's stretch those arms out to the side as far back as you can, and notice that stretch in your chest and back, and then give yourself a hug. We're going to finish with 5 deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, you can choose to close your eyes. Exhale. Again, in and out. And 2 more. and 1. And give yourselves a pat on your back. Wonderful. Now, before we finish up, if anyone has any comments, if you want to share how you're feeling, how maybe things have changed since we began our session almost an hour ago, let me know in the chat. And if you have any questions, post them there as well. And as we finish, I do want to invite you to an upcoming fitness week that I'm putting on with my team. So I'm going to be doing a 5-day fitness challenge called the Healthier New You Fitness Challenge. And what it looks like is every day, starting on Monday morning, I'm going to be emailing out a 15-minute exercise video. And the focus for this week is to get you into a fitness routine. And I really believe that exercising 5 days in a row, committing to your health, committing to you for those 5 days can really reset any patterns of quitting, stopping, and starting. And it can really get you on a good path to focusing and refocusing on you. So the exercise videos each day are about 15 to 18 minutes, really easy to fit into your day. And they're all ready to be watched at any time of day. So each day of the challenge, I'll be emailing them out at 9 a.m., but you can fit them in at any time of the day. That's totally fine. So what I'll do is I'll include the link to sign up. It is free. And I know many of you have participated in the past. Let me know if you've participated in a fitness challenge before. But I'd love you to spread the word and invite your friends to join as well. It's going to be such an amazing week. And then a lot of people ask, well, what kind of exercises are you going to do? So a lot of them are seated and standing. So we are going to be using weights. So you'll need some light dumbbell weights and a resistance band and a chair. And that's it, just those 3 things. And that's all you'll need for the week. All right, so I'm just going to head into our Q&A. Lots of comments coming in. All right, Carrie asks, are your classes only online? Yes, yeah, right now we are offering only online classes unless you live in a condo or an apartment building. So if you are wanting a class, an instructor to come to you, that is something that we can offer. So definitely send me a message if you're wanting more information about how to set that up. All right, good. And all right, so someone shares the breathing exercises are extremely relaxing. Congratulations, thank you very much. All right, I feel better, feel good, relaxed. That was wonderful. Yes, the webinar will be sent to you, so you can do this again on your own, which I really encourage you to do that. My lower back and hips say thank you, feeling loose and ready to shovel. Yes. Lots of cracking, but I loved it. Yeah, it's normal to have cracking, for sure. Yeah, okay, Sandra, you're interested in the fitness challenge. I've got your email here, so I will add you to that. That sounds great. All right, wonderful, ready to go back to bed. I'm so relaxed, I love it. Great discovery, the 4 breaths box. Yes, yes, if you look that up, it's called box breathing, and you'll even be able to find some YouTube tutorials that can lead you right through it if you don't want to count. All right, Lizanne, great session. Thank you. Thank you, Lynn. Looking forward to the weekly fitness challenge. It was my first session. I enjoyed it. Great, Renee. Good to have you join us. Debbie, thanks for a relaxed session. Best wishes to your hubby and baby. Thank you, Diana. All right, thank you, everyone. Great. Yeah, if you're interested in the fitness challenge, the best thing to do is pay attention to your email. I will send that link to Antoine. So when he sends out the recording of this session, he'll also add that link in. Yeah. Okay, I'm a yoga instructor, certified tune-up fitness. Oh, awesome. That's great. Okay, yeah, Carrie, definitely reach out. I'd be happy to connect with you. Awesome. Good. Yeah. So if you are interested in the fitness challenge, you can also visit my website for more information, activitiesinmotion.ca. So you can sign up there. But like I said, we'll send out the that direct link along with this recording. Okay, wonderful.
Thank you, Meg. That was a great session. And thank you everyone who participated. And we hope that you had some fun staying indoors while the snowstorm continues to rage on. And please look out for our follow-up email. And that, like Meg mentioned, it'll contain the recording of today's session if you want to go back and do it on your own time. It'll include links to AIM Fitness and links to the 5-day fitness challenge that Meg mentioned. I also want to remind everyone that you can invite non-members to these webinar sessions to try us out as a guest. And you can visit our website, nafrottawa.com, to view all our upcoming webinars. We have some great sessions, great webinars coming up. So we encourage you to visit our website. Again, that's nafrottawa.com. Thank you, everyone, and we hope to see you at our next webinar. Bye-bye.